All right, let's get this show on the road. One I wanted to do last night, but it started pouring rain when I was out, and I stupidly didn't have an umbrella with me, but we're going to stream today instead. So I pushed the video I was going to post this morning until tomorrow. And today, instead of a pre-recorded video, we are going with the live stream. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday, November 13th, 12:34 p.m. is the time. Temperature is about 8 degrees Celsius, and ironically, it has just started raining. But hopefully it doesn't rain too much. I do not have my umbrella with me. So we might end up sacrificing some streaming equipment to the streaming gods. Randy Ruck, member for 12 months, silver tier. Thank you, Randy Ruck. And I want to thank Vivian Johnson for joining in. Marge and Medano. That's a trio of fine mods. Leo Chung, Jillian Felix, Martin Kelly, John Nicholson, Jack Ladd, David McKenzie. I might already be rereading names here. Mark M. Jeanette Morales is here. Detroit Dale, Maca, Mark D, Alicia Lewis. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a bit of a hiatus from streaming. I last streamed on Sunday, and this is Thursday. That's about as long as I go between live streams. I usually aim to stream about 3-4 times a week. But we're going today, and I'll probably go tomorrow or Saturday, and possibly Sunday again. Hopefully we get some more snow. Jennifer Haley's here. Hey, Jennifer Haley, happy birthday. Congrats on the big 4-3. Happy birthday again. Colin M is here. Laura Jack is here. I'm going to get up and we're going to get moving in a moment. Where to? I don't know. We'll stream for at least an hour and a half, maybe a little more. Feels kind of sleepy today. During the summer, this area is hopping with tourists, but come November, not so much. This is Front Street. That's a look to the west. Union Station on the left. Royal York Hotel on the right. CN Tower straight ahead. Gertej. Saw a video of a cute little boy pushing a lawnmower on your IG feed. Thanks for tuning in, Gertej. JH says, hello from Busan, Korea. I have been to Busan. Is it Handai Beach I went to there? And a number of other places. Had some pretty wild nights. I took the KTX from Seoul. Greetings, Mario. You cut a live on your birthday. B-O-R-T-H. Thinking about birthday, but congrats and happy birthday to you. So we've got a few birthday viewers. Well, is it something like if you have 33 people in a room, there's a 50% chance at least 2 of them have the same birthday? So that's bound to happen. I'm just going to kind of wander. I felt like heading towards the St. Lawrence a little bit. There is a Christmas tree at the Distillery District, and the big lighting ceremony is actually later tonight. And on that note, if you are buying tickets, I don't recommend buying tickets. It's really not worth paying for. But if you are going to the Winter Village / Christmas Market, do make sure you go to their official website. If you type in Toronto Christmas Market on Google, the first website that pops up selling you tickets is fake. It looks very legitimate. I think it's like tochristmasmarket.com or something. Beware of that. There's Brookfield Place. Liam says, hello, Johnny and friends. 29th month of membership. Greetings, Liam. AKA Epic National HD. Yeah, so last night I walked all the way to Eglinton West Station and I was going to hop on a train and head downtown, but at the end of my video there, it was pouring rain and I didn't have an umbrella, so I said I'll just go home instead and maybe stream today. And I noticed Ken went live. So it would have been me and Ken streaming at the same time, and not the best weather. But what's funny is it's 8 degrees in November and I'm wearing my winter coat. But if this were in the spring, I'd be wearing my spring coat or even just a bunch of layers and a thick hoodie. I don't know if that's all psychological or what. I think a lot of people are the same. There's Meridian Hall. This is Yonge Street. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. Not really sure just how far east we'll go here. There's a look north up Yonge Street. Got a viewer from Georgia. Hey, Steph Curry is here. It's also the season for the sniffles, unfortunately. It looks like the usual holiday lights are up at Berkie Park. Hey, Jennifer Galla's here. Greetings, Jennifer G, all the way from Montreal. Is going the wrong way on the street here. And they are going to Meridian Hall. Well, hopefully all is well. Hey, Dirk G is here. Greetings, Dirk G. Deborah says, greetings from Oklahoma. It's 77 degrees there. I don't speak Fahrenheit, but I'm assuming that's a little bit warmer than here. Fahrenheit, the nonsensical unit of temperature measurements. Why can't you guys just be normal and use Celsius? Colin finally booked a condo for a trip to Toronto in 2027. You're meant to come in 2022. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Was that a Airbnb? Have I booked a condo? Quite a ways in advance. I tend to do most of my accommodation bookings last minute. Speaking of which, I stayed at a Sonder hotel in London, and apparently that whole chain has gone belly up. Toronto had a number of Sonders that recently closed, kicked their employees and guests out. Dog fountain here at Berkie Park is turned off. Hey, Toronto's doo-wop music guy is here. It was nice talking to you the other day. I think some of our viewers listened in on that radio interview. Hey, Lee is here. Greetings, Lee. They pretty much have the same stuff up every year for Christmas. There's usually a Snoopy looking thing just over here. It doesn't look like they have that up. And there's a new restaurant that just opened up. The people behind the Excellent Pie Northern Thai restaurant. They opened up a Filipino restaurant near Church in Redmond, or Richmond. I'm going to try to give that a try in the near future. Everything those people have done is gold, in my opinion. I knew the name of the restaurant, but it's eluding me at the moment. Look at these beautiful fall colors. Johnny, will you be going to the Eaton Center tomorrow night for the lighting of the tree ceremony? No. I find those events to be kind of lame, to be honest. A whole lot of standing around, a whole lot of commercial music, a whole lot of people. Let somebody else record that. Plus, they don't really do that good views-wise on YouTube. So many other people record them for their IG and TikTok and that sort of thing. At some point, I'll take in the spectacle where they play all the music and light the tree up every hour or so at the Eaton Center. I'll go record that, but I'm not going to do it when there's 10 billion people at the mall at the first chance. Some things are just best left to letting others do. There's the Lookup Church. If I did it tomorrow, I would do it after the opening ceremonies or the tree lighting ceremony. Jack Ladd with the first super chat of the stream. Thank you, Jack Ladd, for the British pounds. Thank you, good sir. Cheers to you. What's my favorite neighborhood that's cute to walk through during Christmas, says Eric T. Probably the same one as Halloween. Cabbagetown. It's kind of the nicest residential area to walk through, particularly the pocket north of Gerrard and east of Parliament. There's just a certain charm to it. Epic Nation says tomorrow's perfect. It starts today at 6 p.m. Oh, maybe. I know the distillery tree lighting is today. Another thing you couldn't pay me enough to go to. Last time I live streamed in the Distillery District, the guy told me to buzz off and that there was no recording in there. I was like, okay. What about the 10 million other people here with their cameras out? Or are you just picking on me? There's also going to be the Holiday Magic at Yorkville. They're going to be doing a lighting ceremony at City Hall. Probably one up in North York at Mallasman Square. They're all worth checking out. Yeah, I remember when that Mofer used to be a second cup. And if it weren't for that green logo, The color scheme is very similar, the black and the gold. Yeah, I'll probably check all those places out. I just don't care for the big standing around forever ceremonies with a billion other people. I'll wave to that truck driver. 71 Front Street. It's rare that a building in 1982 gets that kind of acclaim. That's interesting. I never noticed that. Female bacon sandwich in the market. Yeah, from Carousel, from Paddington's. We've got a few options there. I always used to go to the Carousel bakery to get it when I worked in the financial district, and we would come here for lunch. I visited literally everywhere there is to visit in Toronto. Probably everywhere notable. I haven't done a lot of the tourist stuff in a long time. Kaylee Burt says you're taking your daughter to the tree lighting ceremony at the Distillery District. You see that? I can get behind as like a family experience. There's just a grown-ass man standing there, no thanks. But if I had a little one, I'd be happy to do that sort of thing. And here's Market Street. Market Street will be an urban park open to pedestrians until mid-January. So this will become a little Christmas market in itself. They're setting up all the vending booths. Greetings, Stephanie. That's a good LCBO. What makes it different from the other LCBOs? The only two notable ones in Toronto are Summer Hill and the biggest one in the city on Queen's Quay, which we might be walking by later. Francesca, isn't that a state-by-state thing in the States? I don't know, they legalized cannabis here and society didn't fall apart. If you're allowed to sell cigarettes and alcohol, I don't really see the harm in adding cannabis to that. Hey, Carolyn is here. So we're in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. This is Lower Jarvis and Front. Well, Lower Jarvis south of Front. And it's just Jarvis Street north of Front. A few different streets along or south of Front follow that naming convention. Lower Sherbourne coming up is another one. In the other direction, there's Lower Simcoe. We don't call it Lower Yonge or Lower Bay, but there's or Lower York. I'm not sure why a few of them have that lower designation, but I think it has something to do with the fact that a lot of the land south of Front Street is infill, reclaimed land. Riguito. Hi, Johnny and everyone in the chat. Happy Thursday. And this one is for you, Johnny. Funds for a beverage of your choice. Thanks for the live stream. Riguito. Thank you so much. At this rate, it's going to be something hot, maybe a nice latte or a hot chocolate type of thing. But thank you so much, Riguito, for the super chat and for joining in. I remember when this McDonald's, I think, had a bunch of benches and tables outside. When I lived in the area, that was my local McDonald's. I remember going to that. All right, that just fell and almost hit those people. Not that that would have hurt. I remember going to that Cora before, and I've been to the Jason George as well. Love the views from the St. Lawrence neighborhood. Oh, well, I guess we're heading over towards the distillery. Is it an atrociously hideous Dior tree again? I only say that because without the Dior stuff, it's quite a beautiful tree. Hopefully it's a little less tacky this year. I'm often asked which neighborhood I would live in downtown if I could. This is usually one of my top answers. I did live here for a year a long time ago. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Dior logo, but apparently it paid for the tree. What is that? Cosentino. Is that a furniture store? I honestly cannot tell what that is from over here. Architectural surfaces. All right. New Zealand mussels. Snow never lasts long downtown. No, with all the high rises, it's usually a few degrees warmer at surface level. Snow never really seems to stick around. No need to wear waterproof footwear or anything a few days after a snowfall. And it is well above zero. I remember when this was a gas station. You know what? I like it. I like that it's not just a glass box. It's a really nicely designed building, in my opinion. And they incorporated an older building in the base. That one's not too bad across the street, but it's a little cookie cutter. But that is excellent. I would love to live there. the higher units would have a hell of a view. You can see the financial district and probably the lake. This building, a little bit nondescript. Yeah, let's get away from that noisy generator or whatever that is. Transit history by Mobility Scooter. $5 super chat. Thank you, good sir, for the super chat and the support. It was nice speaking to you a few Sundays ago over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Thank you, Darren. If the weather keeps up, will you get out? Or if it stays dry and make some more scooting adventures? You've got one up on the Beltline Trail. But thank you, Darren. We've made it to Princess Street. This whole area has changed so much. That used to be the Toronto Sun building across the street. It's a good location for a supermarket. Well, at least the rain has held off. Liam says you can enter before 5 or 6 at the Distillery District and then stay for free on the nights where it's paid admission. I don't know. Is it worth it just for the thrill of being there when people had paid? It's like going to a bar before they start charging cover. I mean, if you're going to be there anyway, sure, but yep, that did used to be where the Toronto Sun was, but now the Sun is up on Bloor Street East in the same building as the National Post, as those two rags are under the same ownership, and calling them rags would be rather polite. There's the Globe and Mail. They used to be on Front Street West. It's a national newspaper. Some new retail in there. Bank of Montreal, the Burgers Priest. We've made it to Berkeley, so we're a block away from Parliament. This is all a staging ground for the Ontario line. 15.6 kilometer subway line. There's going to be a station right here at Berkeley and King. Mike Landry, number 2. Your late birthday gift as promised. Mike, thank you so much, Mr. Landry, for the birthday gift. Thank you, Mike. I accept birthday gifts year-round. But my birthday was on November 6th. Thank you so much, Mike, for your support. Yep, this will be Corktown Station. I dislike that Metrolinx is naming the stations after the neighborhoods, kind of abandoning the existing nomenclature of the TTC. I find it kind of annoying. Eglinton West is turning into Cedarvale. It just sounds like a big proper station, Eglinton West, one where you'd expect 2 lines to be served. Calling it Cedarvale makes it sound like some backwater little station. Corktown's not terrible, actually. There's an old hydro building that's now a police building. Hey, Stephanie Jackson for a hot chocolate at Timmy's if you walk that far. Oh, we'll be walking past plenty of Timmy's. Thank you, Stephanie J. I'll definitely be stopping into a coffee shop, possibly a Timmy's on the way home to pick up a hot chocolate. Thank you so much. They've got Winter Village event parking signs up. So this is the biggest Christmas market in the city. They renamed it to Winter Village. I think it may have been due to a dispute with the original organizers, and they just wanted to call it something different. They should have kept it as Christmas market because that's what it is, but in 2025, I guess Christmas is a bad word for some people. Carolyn says hot chocolate cheers. I'm gonna have to put some Baileys into that. I've still got a bottle of Baileys. It'll be finding its way into some hot drinks this winter. It's like they're building up a queue. Mobile ticket pickup. Again, there is a fake website out there, so make sure you're going to the right one if you're buying tickets to the Christmas market. We'll see if it's open, if we can even get in. See if we can get a peek at the big Christmas tree, which will be lit tonight. Baby Grinch says you're glad it stopped snowing. I kind of wished it was snowing. Media and VIP entrance. Well, that is not me. Okay, it's open. Thank you. Hey, we made it in. I might change the thumbnail and the title of this live stream. Magic on set. Bow That Life, Real Empanada. Oh God, I just heard Last Christmas from Wham for probably the first of 10 million times over the next month. Art gallery. Stick shift. Not everything is open. Himalayan noodles. Dubai Biscoff Momo. Japanese tacos. The Illuminarium, this is kind of like a budget version of Team Labs. Mariah has already defrosted, it's time. Can I get through one holiday season without Mariah Carey or Wham being blasted every 10 seconds? Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I think we need some new tunes. Toffee, churros, pretzels, crafts and creations. We're getting an early look at the Distillery District's Winter Village. Katie says, I like the aesthetic of the Winter Village, just not a fan of the crowd. Oh, this is the perfect setting for a Christmas market. Stranger Things. What is that all about? That's kind of cool. Looks like they've got like a Coleco or Atari set up. And there's the tree. It is not a Christian Dior tree this year. It's a L'Oreal tree, but it is much nicer. Spanish tapas. So it's a bit of a work in progress. But I guess they didn't want to be shut down because businesses can still operate, people can still come spend some money and check things out. Gonna check out the Christmas decor in Tokyo and Manila next month. Neat. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought the Distillery District would be kind of quiet today. And we'd just be able to view the tree. Oh, someone's recording something. George Coffee. That's Balzac's. That's an old fire pump house. It's an absolutely beautiful cafe. Dave's Hot Chocolate, $6.95. Gooderham and Worts, that's the name of the distillery that used to operate in this area by the Gooderham family. Sorry about that. I think what I'm gonna do is get a new thumbnail picture here. One sec, guys. I'm just gonna mute it for one sec. Sorry about that. So we'll take a look at the rest of the Distillery District in a moment. I just have to do one thing here. Sorry about this. Hopefully that song isn't getting picked up. Alright, thumbnail and title of the video updated. Someone's saying, oh my god, I can't hear anything. Sorry about that, but audio has been re-enabled. There's normally all the locks here on this wall. They still have the one-of-a-kind show in the city. Yeah, I think that was last week, actually, over at Exhibition Place. This is a paid admission area, I think Thursdays through Sundays. I'm not entirely sure. But again, make sure you're on the official website because there is a fake one that looks very, very much like the real one. Hey, Jenny Kritzkamp is here. Greetings, Jenny Kritzkamp. Knowing Johnny's other stream stumbles, I bet he regrets not being alive when Toronto had moonshine distilleries, says Peter. Oh, I'm very much glad that I'm alive in this day and age. I'd probably be a little more well-read and a little smarter if I were around during those days, but I would also look like I was 60 years old. People did not age very well back then. It's funny when that's the first thing that pops to mind, but we've come a long way. Look at this place. Not a toy, keep out of reach of children. It's just if you're wondering what these were like inside, I'm gonna head out. Generally don't like streaming in enclosed indoor spaces. Worst case scenario. Oh, I see what they're doing. Play on words. Foot long. Holy cow, foot long hot dog, $15. Mike Landry. I guess that means we're gonna have to wait a year for another birthday super chat, but thank you, Mike Landry, for the $3 now, a regular super chat. Thank you, Mike. Got a little hand washing station set up. The best beer sold here. They were purchased by Molson. It's still pretty good stuff. Demsevs and I don't look a day over 45. Thank you. Ooh, I feel every bit of my age though. Dubai crepes. Poutine. So you can enter on the east end right there at Cherry Street. But we're gonna head back through. And we'll go wander around a different part of the city. I wanted to come here and see the tree and how this area was looking. It's going to be absolutely hopping tonight and tomorrow and all weekend. All right, Jenny K, thanks for clarifying. Hope all is well on your end. Soma chocolate maker.
Oh, that's the
I'll make a left here and we'll see a part I haven't yet explored on this stream. Donut Princess. 1 dozen mini donuts, $10. Don't know what they're selling. Tom Yum soup. Oh, Chef Louis. I think he's the guy behind pie. Candy cane cheesecake lollipop. Spicy mala poutine. There's certainly a lot of twists on the classics here. Melted Swiss cheese. That place always has an interesting odor to it. This will be packed at night. Naughty or nice. Cinnamon whiskey, warm apple cider, whipped cream, dehydrated apple, 12 bucks. Frosty nog at $12. Johnny, can you do Christmas without Mariah Carey? I cannot do Christmas without Santa this year. Let's cancel it. Or you could do without. I'm not canceling Christmas. It's a great time of year. The Thirsty Elf. No alcohol beyond this point. No worries about that. Not canceling Christmas. Chris says there shouldn't be any charge to the market, especially given the prices, but hey, they got away with it. Oh, I got to mute it again for a sec. All right, sounds like they're doing a sound check.
2, yes sir. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey. 1, 2. Hey. 1, 2. Hey, hey. 2. Hey. 1, 2. Yeah. Hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Like Costco, you need... Well, Costco's a little different. Their business case actually makes sense. Yeah, the tree is a lot less tacky this year, that's for sure. One sec, I'm just gonna snap a few pictures here. See, that's a lot more tastefully done than the Dior branding. Oh, is there a little rail? Going around there? I don't think it's running though. That's a shame. I did not see the train running. What a neat touch if they get that going. Come on, turn on the choo-choo. Maybe that's what that guy's job is. It's a nice looking tree. Lisa is here. Get a nice shot of the clock. Is that nice enough? Yeah, I think there was a decent backlash against those Dior trees from the past few years. The tree looks like it's leaning a little bit, but that's part of the character. You know, the wild trees aren't always perfectly vertical. If it looks too perfect, it looks fake. Can't hate on that. And tonight they're gonna light this all up. The tree looks much better this year. I agree. Apparently the new tree is at Nathan Phillips Square as well. So I kind of had an idea to go down to the waterfront and walk along Queens Quay East, but instead what I might do is just make my way over to Nathan Phillips Square and we can check out the Christmas tree there, because why not? KDM says the distillery looks great this year. The hubby and I are heading up next Friday and we can't wait to see it. Good stuff, Katie, making the trek from Windsor. I don't know why, but before bed last night, I was watching YouTube and I watched a video of some guy who bought a motorcycle off of Amazon and rode it across Alaska to the Arctic Circle. He had all kinds of problems with the tires and the chain. And he was camping. At one point he was going fishing. Seemed like a suicide mission to me, but anything for content, I guess. It was an entertaining video. All right, let's head through Parliament Square Park. It's gonna be busy tonight, right? What time does paid admission start? 4? Are you guys aware there's like a fake website selling tickets? Like tochristmasvillage.com? It looks exactly like the official site. You might see some people who are victims. All right, cheers. I was just wondering if they briefed all their employees or not to be on the lookout for people who bought tickets from the fake website. It smells a little bit like horse manure here. Look at them fall colors. So we normally have a pretty nice look into the Distillery District from here, but that's what we got. Can you pay at the door? I don't know. I would go to their website and find out. The Distillery District Winter Village. Someone posted on Reddit when they searched for it, the fake website was listed on Google ahead of the actual website. This is Parliament Square Park. But huge thanks to everyone who has tuned in today. Sorry I haven't gone live since Sunday. Normally I would have gone live on Tuesday or Wednesday. I meant to last night. Oops. But I'll probably go live again tomorrow or Saturday. If you are subscribed and hit the bell, that'll notify you when that happens. And then probably again Sunday night over on the Johnny Stumbles channel. We'll just walk a block or so on the Esplanade. It's always such a nice street to take a stroll on. This is such a picturesque neighborhood, especially with those fall colors in the mix. Or I guess in this case, what's left of them. Alicia Lewis, 99 cents. Thank you, Alicia, for the super chat. Hope your finger is doing better. Last time I saw you, you had a splint and a broken fingy. And you gave me a, hey, here's someone with a camera on a gimbal. And you gave me a Christmas or a birthday gift.
It's gimbal.
You too. Are you live?
Yeah, right now.
On what?
TikTok.
Oh, cool. Well, you're on YouTube right now. You got
YouTube, hey.
500 people watching.
Oh, no way.
What?
That's incredible.
What's your TikTok handle?
New City.
New City.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Johnny Strides?
I've seen your lives.
Yeah,
Yes,
cool.
yes, yes.
Well, I'll look you up. I'll give it.
For sure. Actually, I'll probably be in your chat later. I usually, I watch you at least once a week usually.
Awesome. You going to the Winter Village?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that where you were?
Yeah,
There?
it's cool.
Nice?
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Well,
I think I saw you at the Jays Game 7 live streaming too.
yeah, I was live in front of there too. You were?
Yeah, I was there for a bit. Yeah.
Awesome.
On TikTok though.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll check your stuff out.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll be in your chat later.
All right. Good luck.
Have a great
Cheers.
day, Jody.
New City on TikTok. I ran into the Orient Gent on TikTok before. Let me see if I can find him. New City.
Yeah, the distillery's like, see the light?
There he is. I wonder if he knows Orient Gent. Jody Strides joined. I was just checking out your here, I'll give a follow if you're curious about him. There you go. Over on TikTok, Gito and Natio, pop rock electronic duo from Canada. Neat stuff. Oh, hello. Oh, there you are. Hello. Friendly viewer with a maple leaf flag. Boardwalk Brad says you've seen him streaming a lot on TikTok. So that's two TikTok live streamers I've run into. Orient Gent as well as New City. According to YouTube, this live stream is also being broadcast in vertical, but I can't seem to find it. They said it'll show up in my feed. I know T-Shots has been doing them separately. But if I go to shorts, it's not there. If I go to live, all I see is this one. But when I go into my studio, it clearly shows me broadcasting in vertical and horizontal. So I have no idea what YouTube's doing with that feature. Oh, that was Luann. Or maybe it wasn't. Caroline says, I'm just a little happy. Lisa says, I don't get the point of the vertical thing. Well, there's a certain subset of the population that holds their phone that way, right? But yeah, it makes a lot more sense to show a landscape view than a portrait view, but it is what it is. Oh, I said I was only going to be on the Esplanade for a few blocks, but I guess we're staying put a little bit longer. It's a really nice street to take a stroll on, so why the heck not? Orient Gent, we should collab. We already did collab twice. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Stupid weather. Christopher says YouTube is better. It's all preference. People have a choice. For me, this is the best platform, but for someone else, it might not be. One area where TikTok does not work is on the smart TV. I want to put my feet up and watch some YouTubes. Anything but a 16:9 aspect ratio just does not work. Starting to sneeze. Look at this nice view. That's the Pinnacle Sky Tower rising off in the distance, soon to be the tallest building in the entire country. And we were talking about LCBO earlier. Well, the largest LCBO is in that building right there. It has Canada Goose on it. There's this series of linear parks along the Esplanade, which is quite nice. That's correct, it's David Crombie Park, former mayor. Greetings, Michelle H. If you want to join in the chat, you do have to be subscribed to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Whoa, that pigeon came out of nowhere. Luann loves YouTube on the smart TV. As do I. KDM loves the train station. Yeah, the Summer Hill LCBO. That would be like the flagship LCBO, even though the one on Queens Quay East is a little bigger. do you not love taking a walk on the Esplanade? Angel says, greetings from Mexico. You always watch the live streams. Well, greetings and thanks for tuning in. We're just going to go west for a while. Greetings from North York all the way up there. So we're back to the St. Lawrence, or rather the St. Lawrence Market. Not too long ago I walked past along Front Street. I think I'm gonna set my target destination as checking out the new Christmas tree at Phillips Square, which just went in the other day. This is Sherburne. Peter, I don't know. TikTok is kind of a vertical video format. I don't think they'd ever go landscape. You never know. There's a Catholic school on the left where your son went, right there. It's also the, I don't know the name of the Catholic school. It's not quite on the tip of my tongue right now, but the downtown alternative school is right there as well. Yeah, Peter, trying not to catch a cold. This is probably going to be it for me in recording today. I have a video that can go up on the channel tomorrow and another one that can go up on Saturday. I busted out the electric blanket, which has been quite nice. Cozying up on the couch, watching some TV with it, and then throwing it on the bed. There's Market Street again. They're building a little Christmas market. Sadly, that'll open up to vehicle traffic in mid-January. Danger work overhead. I feel like if there's any chance a pedestrian can get hurt, this should not be allowed. Or any chance the worker can get hurt by a negligent pedestrian pulling on those ropes. John lived at 55 the Esplanade back in the 80s. I lived on Longboat Avenue, just at the south end of Princess Street. What must have been about 20 years ago. There's a nice stretch of patios coming up on the right, but I'm never on this side of the Esplanade. I'm always walking on the north side. Stefan Tudor with the super chat. Third happy belated birthday. Thank you so much for the happy belated birthday. Cheers to you and the support. Or thank you for the support. My brain's a little scrambled right now. And that lady driving the BMW was like, "What are you doing?" right in front of me. I don't blame her for honking. Carl says crosstown opening date. Ooh, that might just be the theme of tomorrow's video. But this is the very foot of Church Street. So that's the southern end of it. And it goes north all the way up to Bloor Street. Then just north of Bloor, it veers to the west and it heads over to Yonge Street. Then on the other side of Yonge, it continues as Davenport Road. This No Frills is a new addition, so that's two No Frills in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. The other one being on Front Street, up in the old Toronto Sun building. A beer market, Scotland Yard, the old spaghetti factory across the street. It's Cafe Nicole. I never even noticed there was a restaurant in there. This is a hotel, the Novotel. There's something that's very un-Toronto about walking through this area. You literally feel like you're in a different city. And then you look out and you see the familiar towers of the financial district, and nope, we are very much in Toronto. This is Yonge Street up ahead. Those are your friends' paintings in the Novotel. Neat. Not that cold, it's 8 degrees, but there's a bit of a breeze, creating a wind chill effect. Greetings, Rocky. So this is Yonge Street. That's Brookfield Place in the center of the shot. I think Brookfield released their quarterly earnings the other day, and they are doing extremely well. It's about as blue chip as Canadian companies get. As we get to Yonge in front, I'm going to cross to the other side. There's the Hockey Hall of Fame across the street. At least this nice autumn/winter's day, no snow. Call me nuts, but I kind of prefer the days with snow. I'm not just saying that because we get a lot more viewers. Hockey Hall of Fame used to be over at Exhibition Place next to the food building. Patrick says, greetings from the Caribbean. We've had a break from the snowfall. It's more like we had a very freakish early snowfall. Hockey Hall of Fame special edition Timmy's. Not sure what's so special about it. That's weird. They've renamed that Berkie Square, that building. Or at least they added that sign to it. This used to be a very well-known restaurant on the left called the Marché, the Movenpick Marché. But Movenpick pulled out of the Canadian market. And nothing has filled its spot since. Or if something's there, it's not like a restaurant or anything open to the public or anything like that. Dirk G with the €5 all the way from Germany. Thank you so much, Dirk G. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you very much, Dirk. As we head north up the west side of Yonge Street. They had good crepes at Marché. The great thing about the Marché was they had a very big variety of food. So if you're ever with people and you couldn't quite agree on what to have, you could just go there. If someone wanted like prime rib, they could go to the little carvery section. If someone wanted pizza or pasta. Someone wanted sushi. They had a bunch of little stations you could go to. Wayne, the market didn't react poorly to Brookfield being down. The whole thing is tanking. I think the consensus was that Brookfield did very good. Yeah, I just checked. Holy shit. This is you don't lose money if you don't sell, but this is one of the biggest down days I've ever had. I guess the US government ending the shutdown didn't have a positive effect. And Bitcoin is at 98,000. Holy cow, it is below 100K. Ethereum 3,200. Sorry for getting sidetracked. Oh well. That's why you're in it for the long haul. You can't paper hand things and just panic sell. If anything, you buy more when this happens. That's what the smart people are doing. Hey, Howard Charco's here. Greetings. You have to install a sensor light just in case the skunks are at it again. Oh yeah, your doggo got sprayed by a skunk. Hopefully they're doing okay. We're in the financial district. I think I'm just gonna pop up and check out the new Christmas tree at Nathan Phillips Square. It's kind of a theme of this one, an early Christmas themed live stream. I will be live streaming the Santa Claus parade as usual this year. It's always one of my biggest live streams of the year. I had more viewers than the official live stream a few years ago. So to think they set up a bunch of TV cameras and media outlets and had probably a few dozen people working on it, and little old me with my camera got more viewers. I mean, they did do an official broadcast of that later on TV that I'm sure absolutely creamed me, but in the moment, my little live stream had more viewers than the official one. One viewer pointed out that it had more than all the live streams put together. So I gotta thank the YouTube gods for favoring me on that one. But I'm looking forward to getting out and doing that. It's always a fun time. Won't be another big parade until the St. Paddy's Day parade. No, Lisa, I don't think it's this weekend. It better not be. I'm going to be probably pretty hungover on Sunday. I may or may not be attending a retro-themed event on Saturday night. Greetings, Harjot. Spent 5 years of my life. Oh, we can't even see the building. I panned up working at First Canadian Place. Getting to work in that tower was kind of a dream job of mine. Oh, there's a lot of flashing lights up ahead. Can't tell if it's a police car or what. I guess we'll be finding out what that's all about pretty soon. Thank you, Darren. I think the official Santa Claus live stream, they just cut away from it too many times. I think that sort of man on the street view works a little better for a parade. Gertej is thinking of buying the Jurassic Park 3D poster. Oh, that is a police car right up on the sidewalk. There's a Queen Street car. Chad Wabagwan. Holy cow, Chad. Thank you very much, good sir, for the super chat and the 20. Hope you're doing well, Chad. Thank you so much.
She's still
Oh, this was 5 years.
There's a look along Adelaide. Thanks again, Chad. Yeah, Peter, I think it's usually the last week of November or first week of December. Remember last week or last year there was a person watching next to me, and she said that her dad was watching my live stream from Brazil and sent her a message. And she just happened to be right next to me. What a small world it is. Oh, they're doing some construction on Temperance. Makes sense why the cop would be there. There's the old City Hall straight ahead. Thank you. The Santa Claus Parade is November 23rd. So I'll be getting my lazy butt out of bed. In a week and a half from now. I don't think the ice skating has started at Nathan Phillips Square yet. Demi 7 used to work at 390 Bay. It's funny you say that. my first ever job interview after university. Well, job that I got. I was offered 2 jobs, but one of the interviews was up at Yonge and St. Clair, and the other one was at 390 Bay. It was just a recruiter. But they ended up recommending me to TD, who I met with, and then went home later that day. I got a phone call saying they had an offer for me. I was in my early 20s. And it was right over there where that interview happened. There's the Toronto sign in Nathan Phillips Square. I don't think the lighting lighting ceremony for this tree is for another week or so. They're going to have the ice rink here up and running by then, probably. Toronto sign. New City Hall, where rumor has it John Tory is contemplating running for mayor again. Apparently there's polls going out trying to gauge public opinion and public reaction. I guess he thought he would have been canceled a little harder after his inappropriate incident. Whoops. But there was really not much in the way of public backlash. He wasn't a particularly good mayor, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. But here is the tree in its usual spot. This tree is pretty wide. I feel like it was taller in years past, but it was also kind of more oddly shaped. This one's a bit more traditional. Let's replace canceled with condemned. Well, either way, it seems as if he may have paid someone off in exchange for their forever silence. Whoever that person is, hopefully they got paid handsomely. I'm just speculating, but it was a mess. John Tory was known for doing absolutely nothing, including not raising property taxes, which dug us into a big hole. Now the new mayor looks like a bad guy for having to take action on a lot of his inaction. Maybe that was all part of his plan. It's also worth noting John Tory was a big proponent of all the bike lane expansions. And now he's not. Now suddenly he's not a fan of that.
And I'm like, oh shit.
Howard Charco, yeah, he wasted a lot of taxpayer resources too, having resigned shortly after an election. I voted for Gill, but he just wasn't much of a name. to Mayor Chow's credit, she was somehow able to work out the Gardiner Expressway with Dougie. That was one of the biggest financial burdens on the city of Toronto. She offloaded that to the province. Am I getting his name wrong? I thought it was Gil Placenta or something like that. I'm sure I'm misremembering. Pelosa. Wasn't it Gil Pelosa? Let's ask Google. Who was the urban planner named Gil who ran for Toronto mayor 2 elections ago? Penalosa.
The urban planner who ran for Toronto mayor 2 elections ago, 2018, was Jennifer Keesmaat.
No, not Jennifer Keesmaat. She's the one who should have been mayor. Am I getting his name wrong? I thought it was Gil Placenta. I think it's Gil Penalosa. That's it. Yes, Keesmaat lost to Tory. She actually understands the nuts and bolts of how to run a city. So I guess that made her unqualified for the role in the public's eye. I don't know, Renato. We'll try to keep it political chat related to the city of Toronto. That's a little too big picture. Whoa, look at that squirrel. That is ballsy. Just going for it across Bay Street. Alexa isn't on par lately either. Oh, Alexa has fallen way behind. She's as useless as Siri these days. Yeah, that was a bold move by that squirrel. And they put drivers in a really tough position, right? Do you slam on the brakes for a squirrel and probably get rear-ended? I mean, that's why the onus is on other motorists to follow a safe distance. So if you do that, you don't get rear-ended. But you know that's not how people actually drive. Or do you just risk running over the squirrel? I always try to brake for anything darting in front of me when I'm behind the wheel. And you just hope the person behind you has the reaction time to stop. And there's a reason why the person doing the rear ending is at fault whenever that happens, but you don't want to leave that to chance. There is Bay and Dundas. Yeah, this is the north end of the Eaton Centre. So we're just gonna pop over to the square. Some school buses up here. Apparently it says save the squirrels. I don't know, Lisa. I think I would. It's definitely an uneasy situation. Not if the roads are slick or anything, but it's certainly not on a highway. They teach you in driving school to hit the small animals instead of braking. See, I went to the driving school of my parents. I don't think we discussed that topic. I don't know, a cat or a dog definitely deserves hitting the brakes. A morbid topic. But at least it didn't rain that much when I started the live stream. It had just started to rain. And I checked the forecast and it said there would be a few centimeters over the next few hours, but really it stopped raining and that was that. Does Dundas Square have its usual cheesy Christmas decorations going up yet? We'll find out in a moment. It doesn't look like it. Someone with a big ass balloon. It says happy birthday on it. Welcome to Yonge-Dundas. Put your waist in the right place. Got it. But we are going to wrap this one up. I want to thank everyone so much who tuned in today. Do me a favor and like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment as well if you so desire. Thank you to our mods. I saw Marge, Vivian Johnson, and Medano, and Epic Nation HD in the chat. Patreon supporters, channel members, there are ways to support the channel down in the description. But big thanks to everyone. I'll probably go live tomorrow or Saturday. I'm not quite sure exactly which one. And then live again Sunday night on the Stumbles channel. But thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you, Mark D. Shrey says already, it's been 2 hours. That is plenty. Thanks, guys. D Canuck says your streams always look so beautiful on your TV. Well, I do push the highest bitrate I can get away with. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Yoink.